even if they need time, they should introduce online system to their office work. Anyway, and how should I say? Many companies, private companies, have already introduced online system, but they always have to work with city offices or government offices, and at that time, the government always ask private companies to submit a paper document and using seal in the hanko. So anyway, this is very old-fashioned. People in Japan need to change the system to the new online system. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. Being a conservative country, sometimes the workers also tend to be like a lot of elderly people, right, are working in the company. So they are used to like some old, not old, but the technology, sometimes they couldn't cope up anymore, right? Like with the new technology or the chat GPT or the AI, right? So using fax machine also is a good way for them to send communication, right? Yes.
Yeah, but nowadays, I'm now 66 years old, and usually people in Japan reach retirement age when they become 65 years old. So usually until by 66 years old, people retire from the job. So and in my generation, people have already got used to use online system and computers and smartphones. So we have no need to use fax machine anymore.
That's right.
And in case of government office, younger people are working and they know very well about it. Computer, smartphone, and the latest online government system. So they have no need to use fax machine.
Yes.
But they have knowledge about online communication too. But government system always is fax machine. So anyway, the government should change this policy of using a fax machine at first.
Yeah, that's true. So in this world, we are already a paperless world, right? Like our workplace or offices are now paperless. So I think we can conserve also like part of the Green Earth project, right? Using papers means we need to use a lot of trees to make paper, right?
Yes. We have to protect the forest.
Yes, that's true.
Because nowadays many places of the forest have been developed, and the forest are the areas of the forest are disappearing on this planet. This is a very serious problem. We need oxygen. The plant can generate oxygen on this planet. So we need oxygen.
Yeah.
Eventually we need forest.
That's true.
This is a very serious program, I think so.
Yeah, I agree with you. We need to protect our environment, especially the greeneries, and we have to protect also the wild animals, right? The more we cut trees, the more wild animals get extinct.
Yes,
right?
yes. A few days ago, I read the article from the daily news of DMNA Kaiwa. Many wild animals are now facing the difficulty of endangered animals, endangered species.
Yes.
They are now belonging to endangered species. Many species have been already disappeared. So and the forest works very important part to protect those endangered animals. So forest can include water.
Yes.
And so rain fall, how should I say, falls around the forest, and the forest, how should I say, rivers, and the forest has function to keep water in itself. So forest includes rainfall, water, and this function is very essential for species living in the forest.
That's true. It already happened. The landslide in Japan, it was very alarming. 20 people missing. Japan's Atami, right? And because of we need a lot of the forestry, we need a lot of trees to hold the soil, right, intact. And what happened? There was maybe a lot of trees were cut, All right, and yeah, mudslide happened in Atami. I think that was in the year 2024. And the mudslide, a lot of households were, vanished and was destroyed because of the mudslide. And that is because
Yes.
the forestry wasn't protected by the government at that time, I guess. So they need to replant a lot of trees on that place. Yeah. So during the rainfall or maybe consistent raining, right? So I think that happens. There is no tree to hold the soil. That's why it got
Yes,
loose,
yes,
and
yeah.
then
Japan is filled with mountains, so nowadays people want to have land to live in, but so the real estate companies are now developing the how should I say developing the land for residents.
yes,
So and sometimes they have developed the part of the mountains, and so part of the mountains have slope and. Before real estate company developed this land, there was a forest, but the real estate company removed trees from the slope, and
yes,
they built many houses on the slope of the mountain, and many people are now living at those houses. So and nowadays we have facing the difficulty of climate change, and we have much rainfall in Japan.
yes.
And in case of typhoon, typhoon brings much quantity of rainfall. So eventually, as you mentioned, we have many landslides on the slope of those mountains, and many people are, how should I say, many houses have been destroyed by landslides nowadays.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
the government is always, how should I say, they don't comply, not comply, no, anyway, they are always need time to do something, so they are always late for, how should I say,
Like they should focus more on environmental protection, right?
yeah, yes.
And project for
After
environmental.
an serious accident has happened, the government always begin to move to cope with the, how should I say, disasters. So they are always slow. Their activity is always slow.
Yeah, so I think Japan is sometimes focused on international affairs, such as like maybe I've read also in the article that Japan is supporting some billions of money to Ukraine, I guess. So that money, is I think Japan's government is now focusing on like international trade and business, right? Yes.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, because nowadays Japan, we are facing the very serious situation caused by China and North Korea. They are always using their military forces to invade. They try to use, they have strong power of military, and in case of China, they always try to invade some islands or countries, and China always focuses on Taiwan because China thinks Taiwan is part of China, and so but I think relationship between Russia and Ukraine, and relationship between China and Taiwan, and some